Hey guys, it's Josh with Project Idea again, where we put ideas into action. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please consider doing so and hit the bell icon to be updated on future videos. Today we're going to be working on a Fortnite grenade with LED lights in it. As you can see, I started out with a cardboard tube and I just put some triangular pieces on the sides here. This will kind of shape the grenade, and I use the longer ones on the bottom and shorter ones on the top. This next part was a little tricky because I had to wrap some craft foam around all this while trying to shape it. I used a heat gun to try to make the craft foam a little more pliable, and using the hot glue in the middle in order to try to glue it down as well. I trimmed off any excess foam here, and after that I also tried to shape a little more by heating the glue up with the heat gun and just kind of shaping it with my hand, trying to get out some of the wrinkles. I was able to get most of the wrinkles out and then trim the rest of the craft foam down. Next, I traced the outline of the top and the bottom of this so I can make the caps on each end. And I also drew a line around this a little bit wider just to make a little bit of an edge on that as well. Then I cut those pieces out. Then I sanded the edges of these as well as sanded off the pattern off the bottom of them. I went ahead and glued the top on the grenade. I measured for the side pieces and mark that. These are also going to be the parts that's going to have the LED lights in them. When I placed these on, they stuck a little bit too far out on the edge, so I marked the edge of each of these pieces and trimmed them down to where it would fit the grenade a little bit better. Here I was marking and cutting the hole that the LEDs will actually shine through, and I needed a place to diffuse these, a glass to diffuse them with. So I used hot glue and just placed the flat side down and put hot glue in there and made sure it was secured to the foam itself. And once I did all this, you can see it took a little while to dry, so since I had to wait on that to dry, I went ahead and cut the holes in the side of the grenade itself in order to wire the LEDs in. When I got back, it was ready to pull up. As you can see, when you pull this up, you gotta be very careful and slow about it, but it kind of gives it a diffused look, so it'll kind of diffuse the LEDs behind it. Next, I started wiring in the LEDs. This was just a cheap LED we had gotten at the Dollar Tree, so $1, you got 10 LED lights hooked to a battery pack. Next, I started marking the area where the battery pack would be, and that way you can pull the battery pack out if you need to change the batteries, and you can have access to the switch. So I cut that out and glued the bottom on. Again, the battery pack, you can remove it, and that's what we ended up with. You can see here how that hot glue actually diffuses the light a little bit. It looks really good. Next, I started working on some of the detail pieces on the outside, the lever on the side, and the top part as well. When all those pieces were ready, I just glued each one of those in place. I used Plasti-Dip to seal everything up before painting. I ended up going with the look very similar to what the game has, which is more of like the gray color with the olive green. You can paint this however you want to though. I also painted on some weathering and did some highlights on the edges as well. And finally, I put a single coat of clear coat just to seal it all up. And this is the final product right here. I hope you guys like this build, and do consider subscribing and hit that bell icon. Thanks guys.